Hi, I'm Biggy. This is Mick, and welcome to the Movie Bros podcast.
Yeah, first episode in 2026.
Yep, it's the new year.
That's right, getting things rolling, rocking and rolling, as Patrick Bateman would say.
Yep. Here we talk about movies, TV, and game, but mostly movies.
Yeah, generally it's a discussion about movies. We're kind of all over the map. A lot of our friends in our squad always call us the human IMDb's, which is I'd say is pretty accurate.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
We always say that you don't have to go to IMDb. That's what we're here for.
Yep, pretty much. Almost any movie you can name, we can tell you the year and some of the actors they were in.
Yep.
Some of them, yeah.
Filmmakers, the writers. We've uh, we've had a lot of time on our hands over the years. So,
Yep. So, anything new you watched recently?
well, recently, the one thing that I was watching, I don't know if it was like it wasn't like new, but I was watching an old Tom Holland film from the 90s called The Temp.
Not gonna lie, when you said Tom Holland, I thought of
I
Spider-Man.
knew
Yeah,
that's where
yeah.
it was
I was about to
going.
say, wait, 90s. Oh, that Tom Holland.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that's kind of like frustrating nowadays is like when you say Tom Holland, because like I can almost like guarantee like 99% of the time if I'm referring to Tom Holland, it's not going to be the Spider-Man Tom Holland.
Yeah,
You know,
fair
like
enough.
that's not like disrespect or anything. He was a great
Yeah, he's a good
Spider-Man,
actor. Yeah.
great actor too, but it was just when I think of Tom Holland, I think of Fright Night, you know,
Child's
yeah,
Play,
Child's Play,
Langoliers.
exactly, and
Yes.
he did The Temp that has Timothy Hutton, Laura Flynn Boyle, uh, Oliver Platt, and Faye Dunaway in it. Great movie. Uh, it's another one of those kind of '90s obsession kind of thrillers that I love.
Hmm.
And I hadn't seen it in a really long time. Like I remember watching it when I was a kid, but there's like a really memorable scene in the movie that I will not spoil in case, because I want you to watch it.
Yeah.
I would hope, the movie's been around for over 30 years. Whoever's watching this, I would hope they've seen it by now, but
Eh.
you
It
never
sounds more
know,
like a
though.
hidden gem, you know what I'm saying?
I got a knack for those.
These days, when it comes to movies, like, you'll probably like hear about a very like popular movie. Like, people these days don't really care as much about the director. They'll just say, "Hey, this is a really popular movie. You should check it out."
Yeah, it's the game has definitely changed over the years. Like, I mean, as in how people are attracted to movies more. Like, I was growing up, it was, I mean, you grew up to this partially too, but it was the star that was really the main attraction. Where it was like, oh shit, is Kevin Costner gonna be in this? I gotta see it. Or oh, Arnold's gonna be in this. I gotta see it. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it was, and I still kind of operate from that mindset.
Yeah, these days it's word of mouth.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
if you hear it's good, you go and check it out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, nowadays, like it was like I was saying to you, a conversation that I had with you before. I was, like when I was going through uh, the list of like all of like newer movies that have come out in the last 5 years, and I was just like surprised with how many. Like, probably for the audience, it's not that much, but for me, it's way more than I expected. But like the last 5 years, it's like it goes back between 5 and 6 films.
Yeah.
Like
I
and
heard about Top Gun Maverick. I heard that was really good.
yeah,
The new Godzilla movie, Minus One. I
I
heard that
haven't
was
seen
me
that one.
neither. I was never really a big Godzilla fan. I'm not really a big monster movie type of.
I
Well,
yeah,
it depends. Like the the giant monsters, you know what I'm saying? Like Godzilla, King Kong, and that those are never really my thing.
I wasn't really into that either. I got a lot of friends that are into that too. I was never really into that. I mean, I like Godzilla and I mean, I like King Kong, but I'm not a fanatic over those type of movies either. Like, it's just,
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, they can be fun to throw on. I mean, I think one of the only Godzilla movies I've ever seen all the way through is the shitty one with Matthew
oh
Broderick.
yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. The one that came out, what was it, 99?
98,
Oh,
yeah.
98. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good cast from what I
Yeah,
remember. It
Jean
had Jean
Reno.
Reno, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that one in the theater when it came out too. Like
Yeah.
and it's weird too. I don't even remember exactly why. I think it was because Roland Emmerich directed it, and I
Yes.
loved Independence Day and Stargate so much. So I was like, okay, well, this is probably going to be awesome too. You know?
I heard the promotional material for that movie was crazy. Like they would like put like, hey, the his foot is this size of is the size of this bus type of shit. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, I
That was
remember that. Yeah, because when they did like teasers and stuff for it, which a lot of movies often do this, or trailers and teasers, I should say, the the tone of like the teasers or the trailers are completely different from the tone of the movie itself when you watch it. You know, it was like when I was telling you about, all that hype over House of a Thousand Corpses, and I'm seeing the trailer for it and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be like one of those dark kind of like 70s like throwback kind of like occult like horror films,
Mhm.
or gothic horror films, I should say. Nothing like that at
Really.
all.
A lot of people like that movie, I heard, like,
It's a fun movie.
but the trailers did not portray the movie
No,
as it was.
did not at all. Like I because I remember there was at least a 2-year period of me and all my best friends at the time consistently going on the Rob Zombie website,
Hmm.
checking information about it, seeing like his he would release like little teasers and sneak peeks and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And we're all hyped about it because we were big fans of like 70s and 80s horror films, and we're like, oh, this is going to be awesome, it's going to be something like that. And then I remember waited like 2 years for it to finally get released, which was
Hmm.
like the August of '03.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, like, me and one of my best friends that I've known for over 30 years, like, we were like 30 minutes into the movie and we looked at each other and I'm like, dude, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And he's like, yeah, this movie sucks.
Damn,
And
that's
we were
tragic.
so bummed, dude, because
That is
like
tragic.
it is because like, and I do remember specifically me and me and Andrew had this like quick brief conversation, like probably about like 5 or 10 minutes before we went into the movie.
Hmm.
We're like, all right, we have to be as objective as possible because, yeah, just because we're a fan of his music,
Hmm.
we can't let that translate to us being biased because he's a filmmaker now. We're judging him as a filmmaker. We're not judging him as a musician.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to clout that, or we didn't want our minds to be clouded, and because we loved White Zombie and we loved Rob Zombie so much, we didn't want it to be like, well, the music is great, so his movies are good too. And it's like we didn't want to go in with that mindset. We wanted to be
Yeah.
as objective as humanly possible. Looking back on it now, it's different. Like, it's a fun movie. It's just it was very poorly, uh, not promoted. It was just, I guess you could say, it
It
was
wasn't what you would expect it.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
misrepresented. Misrepresented in trailers and teasers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing like I thought it would be.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it is, man.
Yeah.
Especially these days.
Oh yeah.
Man, teasers ain't what they used to be. Like, did you ever see the teaser for Psycho, the original one?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, it's crazy because he's just going around the building just like talking, oh, this murder happened here and this murder happened here. He's just there
Yeah.
explaining, pretty much spoiling the whole movie.
Well, that's the thing that I always think is funny because people are always complain nowadays about how trailers they show you most of the movie. It's like, dude, go back and watch trailers from the 70s and the 80s and the
Yeah,
90s. They do it too. Like
and you still have a good time watching the movie. Yeah,
exactly. Like, but back then you didn't have internet, you didn't have all these things. Like at least in the 70s and the 80s and even the 90s to a degree. Not until the tail, but even the tail end of the 90s, you were able to suppress information still pretty well then. You
yeah.
know, like
I miss old school like horror movie trailers. Like those would legit be terrifying.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like they would have like a creepy narrator and
Yes.
stuff like that,
Oh yeah,
and it
it's
was like, ugh.
so completely different now.
Yeah,
Like,
now it's just jump scares in the trailers and sounds like hella really loud sounds
well, I've always kind
get
of,
you.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like to create the tension before you saw it. And like for me, I always felt like, well, like just because it's modern doesn't mean it's good. Like
I don't think nobody ever really thought. Well, some people think that, but
I call them
that's
shallow movie watchers.
yes, that has
You
been
know,
proved. That has been proven wrong.
yeah, absolutely. Because it's like, well, there's one girl that I was talking to like over a year ago, and I brought up The Crow,
Uh huh.
and I said, I was like, you should check this movie out. It's awesome. Like, it's one of the greatest movies of the '90s.
Mhm.
And she was like, what year did it come out? It's like '94, and she
Yeah.
was like, that's old. I'm like, are you fucking serious, dude?
What?
Like, you're the same age as the movie, and you're telling me it's too old for you to watch?
Hell no, man.
Any people out there that's talking to a girl and they say that, kick her to the fucking curve. Like, because
Yeah.
like
Hell
that's
no.
no
That
way,
yeah, you're
dude.
shallow for that one. Like
That's so ridiculous. Like, what are you wanting in a movie? You want everything to have like this crisp, clear production and over polished, like, which is crazy because if you watch, I mean, there's been tons of movies that have come out in the last 5 years that are garbage,
yes.
complete fucking garbage. It might have great production, it might have great cinematography, but everything else above all sucks about the
Yeah.
movies.
I these days, man, I think they just don't really care as much to make a good film these
No.
days. It's just all about the money these days.
No, and I mean like and then just the constantly reliant on old IPs and reusing them over and
Yep.
over and
There's
over
nothing
again.
original these days.
No, like
Nothing.
and it's like when yeah, there's an Uber driver that I got like a few months ago, right? And
Uh-huh.
he guess he was like a filmmaker from Orlando,
Yeah.
and I was kind of going on a tangent about movies the last 5 or 6 years,
Mhm.
and he was like, yeah, but like that's I don't agree with that, like and I'm sitting there I'm struggling to think. I'm like, well, what is your counterpoint to what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and then eventually he got to it. He was like, well, you got to watch more indie movies. Well, okay, fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I mean,
That's the thing about indie movies, man. There's more passion with that.
oh,
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I agree. But it's like I was, because like some people they get really like they clutch their pearls when you say that, and it's like, dude, they are like all the movies you're watching are
Yeah.
as unoriginal as they could possibly get. It's either if it's not
Avatar.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, James Cameron, but not
Yeah.
on board, man.
Mm-mm.
Like like
So overrated.
God, me and you have had this conversation
Millions.
so many times. Like,
Like it's just unfortunate like how he's dedicated the rest of his career to these mediocre
yeah,
movies.
they really are mediocre. Like, I watched the Michael Bean podcast
Uh-huh.
that had James Cameron on it, and look, man. I mean, all due respect towards both of them. Like, yeah, and I mean, you know how much I love Michael Bean.
Yeah.
But it was just like when he was talking to James Cameron, he was talking about how amazing Avatar was, and I'm like, what are you seeing that I'm not? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
It just has to be the visuals to him at this
yeah,
point.
I would think so,
That's
because
it.
and like, but he was going on. He said that, like, oh, the story was great. It's like, dude, it's Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
If you mix Dances with Wolves and Ferngully,
And
that's
Dune.
and even the Last of the Mohicans,
Yep.
that's essentially what Avatar is.
Yep.
Like, it's not the most original story. And when I say that, like, I'm not saying that, like, a story has to be, like, super innovative. You can
Hmm.
take a formula that's great as long as it's well executed, but it's just, I don't think it had anything other than its visual effects.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it had a good cast, but you know
That's arguable. Well, yeah, it had Sigourney Weaver.
I'm
It
just
had
Stephen
Michelle.
Lang.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, Giviani Ribisi,
Yeah, Zoe Saldana.
yeah. I mean,
Sam Worthington is.
I'm just trying to be charitable. Like,
Yeah,
that's like, I
we're
mean,
trying hard to find positives.
yeah, exactly. I
And
mean, I love James Horner. He did the score for the first
I
movie.
think that was one of his last
It
like things he
was,
did.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I think after that he did The Amazing Spider-Man. I think that was like one of his
yes, yeah,
last movies.
scores.
Yeah, because he died in 2015.
Yeah,
That's crazy to think that he's been gone for over a decade now.
yep.
Like, some of the greatest scores, and I'm not going to say Titanic because that shit is overrated too. Like, as far as, like, I mean,
I
like,
mean,
with his score, when you go back and you look at the body of work of James Horner's
it's mostly the
scores,
Celine Dion thing for the
that,
most part. I don't. People are just gonna remember that instead of the actual score
oh,
of the
I
movie.
agree.
That's what
Although it
that
did
is.
have moments where it had a great score, I will say
Yes.
that. Like, but like, but I think it's kind of like that with a lot of composers. It's the same thing with, like, John Williams or Hans Zimmer. They always go to the obvious.
Yes.
Like, and it's like, dude, I mean, yeah, Braveheart was cool. Like, I like the score, but I can name you at least 5 or 6 other scores James Horner did that I think are 10 times better than
Yes.
those scores.
Another movie with great score is Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, Thomas
Like,
Newman.
it is very underrated, that score.
It
You know what
really
I'm saying?
is.
Like,
It really is.
like,
I listened to that one quite a bit over the last couple of years
yeah,
too.
Sisters hits that
Oh,
track.
dude, yeah. My other favorite one is, I think it's called Stoic.
Yeah,
Like, that one is my absolute favorite on that soundtrack.
yeah.
I mean, the whole
That,
score is good, but
yes.
that one is my favorite track out of all of them.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree with you. That's a great fucking score.
Yep.
So good. Great cast, great movie, great writing. Just, there's not anything about that movie that sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Thomas Newman. That whole family, like, the Newman family, I think a bunch of them, well, a few of them are composers, like Randy Newman.
Yeah, that's right. He
Yeah,
did
he
Toy
did Toy
Story.
Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
It's
singer too. He does the You Got a
That's what
Friend.
I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. Yeah, like, I think I'm a little bit more for Thomas Newman because, like, I also loved his score that he did for, God, oh, Road to Perdition.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great score too.
Yep.
He was one that, like, I don't know what it was. I guess over the last couple of decades, like, or maybe 2 or 3 decades, I was so engulfed by, Hans Zimmer, James Horner, Alan Silvestri, and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Like, it's not that I didn't know who Thomas Newman was. It was just his stuff kind of slipped past me. Like,
Yes.
I didn't really start, like, taking notice of him until, man, honestly, probably the last 8 or 9 years. Like, maybe 10. It was just kind of like, sometimes that's what's kind of cool is you discover things that have already been there. You
Mm-hmm.
just weren't really exposed to it at the time. So it gives you something new, even though it's been around for like over 20 or 30 years.
Speaking of Shawshank, what's your favorite Stephen King adaptation?
My favorite Stephen King adaptation. I mean, my the
Thinking
first
too.
thing that I want to say is Pet Cemetery.
Really?
Yeah, because I'll never forget the feelings that I got the first time I saw it as a kid. It stuck with me, still to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be scared to sleep with my mouth open for years because of that movie,
Hmm.
because of what happened to Judd. With the scalpel and shit. Because
Damn. Yeah.
like Pet Cemetery. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
My favorite is probably the Shawshank Redemption.
It's not a wrong answer.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
that's a great one too.
yeah, the story behind that movie is pretty wild. Like, I heard uh King had sold the rights to Frank Darabont for like $1,000, and then afterwards, what's his name? Rob Reiner really wanted to buy the rights off of Frank Darabont for like millions of dollars, but like, nah, Darabont was like, nah,
Oh no
I want to do
shit.
this story.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
didn't
do
know
this.
that.
But I think Rob Reiner, if he got it, he would have casted Harrison Ford as Red and Tom Cruise as Andy.
No shit.
Yeah,
Look,
I could
I
kind of
could
see it.
see it.
It'd be a little bit more maybe faithful to the book because in the book, Red is a redheaded Irish guy,
Yeah.
and Andy is like kind of like he's described as being a small guy with like glasses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Tim Robbins is pretty damn tall,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm glad it landed where it landed. Like, I mean, I love Harrison Ford,
yes.
but it, Morgan Freeman was so perfect for that
Oh
role.
yeah, I don't think without that movie, Freeman would have gotten as big as he did.
I don't think so. I mean,
I
he
know he was
was,
in a few things like what Glory
yeah,
and
Glory,
Driving Miss Daisy.
Lean on Me.
Yeah.
What was it? There was another one that he did. Well, this actually a Walter Hill movie. Johnny Handsome.
Hmm.
He was in that with Mickey Rourke, Lance Henriksen, Ellen Barkin. That's a wild cast when you think about it. It's like I didn't even know any of them did anything together. Like what a crazy cast.
Yeah. For the record, I haven't seen much of Walter Hill's movies. I've only seen The Warriors.
Oh
Like,
man.
like I said, I have like directors I really like, but for me, just because they did like a lot of stuff that I do like doesn't mean I'm gonna like everything that they did.
Oh yeah. I
Like
mean that's
Spielberg, I would have said for a long time was my favorite director, but
well. I mean
after a while he kind of fell off.
I always base everything off of consistency. Like
Uh huh.
I mean like say so for example, Walter Hill is clearly in my top 5 like filmmakers of all time
Hmm.
because a majority of his movies I have loved. I love more Walter Hill movies than I do James Cameron's, and that's crazy to say considering, but like James Cameron, in my opinion, only did 5 great fucking movies, and I haven't liked anything else he's done
Well, I'll
since.
give that to James Cameron. Like he kept his filmography short. You know what I'm saying? That's one
Yeah.
of the things that if you keep it short, there's like less of a chance that a lot of your movies will be bad.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like I said, like look at Spielberg. Like he was pretty damn consistent for a while. Like all
Yeah.
throughout the '80s, bangers.
Oh yeah.
The '90s, he started uh he started wavering a little bit. I think the start of it was fucking The Lost World Jurassic Park.
Oh
That
yeah.
movie annoys me, man.
Yeah. I
Like there are
saw
some
that.
dumb fucking decisions made in that
Oh,
movie.
for sure. I mean, not having Alan Grant back, which was a really dumb decision too.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, other than that, that's not like that's one of my big gripes, but I just didn't like the movie that much.
Yeah, like there was yeah, like I hate the part where he's going what's his name the character in the movie Eddie.
Yeah.
He's going to save like he's the one that gets fucking eaten by the dinosaurs, and he's probably one of the only competent one in that guy in that movie.
Of course.
And then later on, fucking Vince Vaughn, his dumbass character, he takes the guy's bullets, You remember he was
Oh yeah.
the guy that was in The Usual Suspects.
Oh yeah, yeah. What was it?
I
Pete
forgot his
Pete Postlethwaite or
something like that.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
like he steals his bullets. He's like, yeah, that's a trophy they're not gonna take. It's like, you dumbass, you know how much people you got killed. That would have been fucking
Yeah.
ironic if later on in the movie he Vince Vaughn got eaten by the dinosaur that he fucking saved.
Yeah.
Actually, that would have been funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't I saw that one in the theater when it came out too, and I was massively disappointed.
Yeah, like Spielberg, like I don't know what he was thinking with that one.
I don't either. Like,
I think they kind of like Michael Crichton kind of rushed out a sequel to Jurassic Park. Like it's also based off a book,
oh
The
yeah.
Lost World. So you can tell like, yeah, he didn't have as much time. They just wanted a sequel to Jurassic Park
Oh, of
ASAP because it's one of the
course.
highest grossing movies
Yeah,
ever
I
made.
mean, when the first movie came out, it did gangbusters. Like,
Yeah.
it was everywhere. Like, and I just always thought it was funny though, because me and you, like, it kind of makes me think of the rental reviews thing that James Rolfe used to do, where
Uh-huh.
there's this debate between two of the hosts, where Alan Grant versus Ian Malcolm, and
Hmm.
and I know how much you love Jeff Goldblum, and I love
Yeah.
Sam Neill, and I just always thought it was kind of funny because like me and you have gone back and forth like with that a couple of times in the
You know,
past.
I'll give you this, man. Jurassic Park 3 is better than The Lost World. I will give you that.
Thank you. Okay, I'm
Yes.
glad finally
Because
somebody
at
at
least
least
that
admit.
movie doesn't annoy me. Like Jurassic Park, it has some dumb moments, some weird
Well, yeah,
moments
of
too in
course.
three.
It's
Like
not. It's far from perfect. I'm not going to tell you that it's better than one. Obviously,
no,
that's absurd. But like,
but
it felt more like a Jurassic Park movie than The Lost World
yeah,
did.
yeah, they got Joe Johnston, I think, to
Yeah,
direct it, and it
which
was
is
like,
perfect because he's
I
worked with
think he's the most.
Spielberg.
He's like out of all the directors, yeah, he's definitely the closest to one to replicate what Spielberg kind of
Oh,
goes for. Like, you ever
absolutely.
seen The Rocketeer?
I have.
Yes.
I saw that when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah, man, like that movie gave me real like Indiana Jones vibes. You know what
oh
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, if they ever made
Indiana
another
Jones.
Indiana Jones movie, which I don't want them to, I would have like if they were gonna replace Spielberg with someone to do an Indiana Jones movie, I would have chose Joe Johnston.
Oh, for sure. Like,
He has that
cause those last
magic.
two.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, dude! Like anytime Indiana Jones gets brought up, like we're just talking about the trilogy, right? Because
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned, those other two sequels do not exist.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
and look, man, I love not James Gunn, the director of the last Abomination. Why am I'm
Oh,
spit?
James Mangold.
Yeah, James Mangold. I love
Yeah.
James Mangold, but couldn't have been the that was the worst decision to have him direct an Indiana Jones movie.
I mean,
Like,
he's a good director. I
he's
mean,
great, but I
I think
just
the writing was what really failed that movie.
yes, absolutely.
And even he co-wrote it, so yeah, maybe you're kind of
But
right.
well, I was gonna say, I mean, also it's like you said earlier. I mean, if anybody that should have been doing it, it should have been Joe Johnson. But you also should have had better writers. Like, and it could have been a decent Indiana Jones movie if you had the right people involved,
Yep.
not pushing any bullshit agendas, just making an Indiana Jones movie. That's what we came here for. We
Yeah.
didn't come here to have some bullshit message shoved down our throats.
Yep.
That's not what we're here for.
No, no.
Like, and yeah, it's that
Man.
that like I saw like one or two clips, and I watched the Critical Drinker review
Uh-huh.
of it, and that was enough there where I'm like, well, granted, I wasn't on board with them doing another one in the first place.
Hmm.
Like I wasn't on board when they did the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So
Yeah.
why would I be on board for another one after that?
It's so sad that Harrison Ford agreed to do that movie, do the fifth one.
And when apparently
Like,
he expressed regret, and it's like, hey, that's what you get for picking money over. You had plenty of money, dude. You would have
oh
been
yeah,
fine.
I know. It's for him. It's the money because he agreed to appear in fucking The Rise of Skywalker,
Ugh.
and like he does not. He's not crazy about Star Wars. He does. Every time someone asks him about Star Wars, he just
I
gets pissed off.
I I I could see why.
Like
Like,
all the way back when they made Return of the Jedi, he wanted to die in that movie. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, he wanted like to sacrifice himself, but I guess George Lucas was like, nah.
You gotta love Han Solo, man. I mean, even I'm not. It's probably gonna shock a lot of people. But I'm not a Star Wars guy. Like,
Eh,
I
to
just
each his own.
I never have been. Like, I mean, I liked him for a brief moment when I was a kid, but I quickly grew out of it. Like with Indiana Jones, the Ghostbusters, stuff like that. Star Wars went into the dust for me. You
I don't
know.
know. Well, Star Wars is probably some of my favorite sci-fi ever.
Oh
Like
yeah.
in terms of the movies, like I'd probably put Empire Strikes Back in like my top three favorite sci-fi movies of all
Oh
time.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like I would put movies like Aliens and a little bit lower on the list in comparison
oh.
because I don't know, man. Like those movies, the Star Wars movies, the original trilogy, man, they make me feel things. You know what I'm saying? The
Well,
score is
yeah.
so fucking
Well, for sure.
great
I
and
mean,
stuff like
and
that.
I mean, I get
The
that.
story,
It's just, I think it really kind of like boils down to like I like sci-fi. I'm picky about my sci-fi.
yeah,
I don't really care for like the Star Wars. Just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just didn't. I didn't have that sentimental attachment to those characters like a lot of, or a majority of people in pop culture did. I just don't like. I
another
mean,
well, another thing that always kind of like I liked about Star Wars, it was always more than sci-fi. It was a little bit of
oh,
fantasy,
adventure,
adventure,
yeah.
action. I think that's why like it's as popular as it is. Well, yeah, it used to be,
Yeah, for sure,
but
for sure. I mean, I always give it its due. Like I'm like when I say this, I'm just speaking for myself. It's just like it deserves all the accolades that it gets. Like I could objectively look. Like I understand why people love that
yes,
original trilogy. It's just not for me. It's
yeah,
it. You know.
yeah, I understand that. But even in terms of like quality, Star Wars has always been. You know
Up
what I'm
and
saying?
down. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, for
like
sure.
it peaked with Empire Strikes Back. Like Return of the Jedi, I like Return of the Jedi, but that movie has a lot of problems.
Oh yeah.
With the Ewoks,
Yes, yes, yeah.
like
Like I,
some
yeah,
goofy stuff in there, man. Like George Lucas, I think he's very overrated as like a filmmaker.
oh, I agree. I
Like
completely agree.
like the prequels, like even he admits like he went a little bit too far with them.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, this is the most you've ever heard me talk about anything related to Star Wars, like ever, because normally with other friends, like, because I have a lot of my best friends, like growing up, love Star Wars also.
Hmm.
Anytime it would get brought up, I would check out of the conversation like instantly.
Fair enough, man.
It's like it's just it's again, it's just not for me. It's not shitting on those movies. It's not
Hmm.
saying that those movies are bad. It's just really a matter of taste,
Yep.
like, and
Fair
we're
enough.
not even taste. I just preference, like,
Yes.
because like, I mean, like I said, I love sci-fi too.
But you like the more dark,
Yes.
kind of sci-fi, yeah, like movies like RoboCop and stuff,
Yeah,
Starship
absolutely. The
Troopers,
Terminator,
Terminator, yes.
even Terminator 2. Yeah, I mean, Terminator 2 is my favorite movie of all time. I'm
I'm not,
41
I'm
years
not mad
old.
at that.
Yeah, 41 years old, and I've been giving the same answer since I was like 8 or 9 years old.
And with me, I don't really have a favorite movie of all time. Like I have my favorite movies in certain genres. Like
Yeah.
I can tell you my favorite horror movie, which is The Fly.
Yeah.
My favorite sci-fi movie, which is RoboCop.
Oh,
Favorite,
that's an excellent choice.
yes.
Excellent
Favorite,
choice.
favorite adventure movie was is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I think a lot of that also has to do with like nostalgia too.
It's
That's like a big part of it for me.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean,
Like Aliens, I didn't watch Aliens until I was like movies like Alien and Aliens up until I was like in my mid-teens.
well,
Those, yeah.
oh yeah, yeah,
Those
that's
other movies though, I saw
I
early.
mean,
Like I remember watching fucking RoboCop when I was like 8 years old and
oh
being like,
yeah.
"Whoa!"
I think I was 9, 10, somewhere around
Yeah,
there when I saw RoboCop. Like, um, yeah, I mean, like, but when you say sci-fi though, because I mean, yeah, you could say to a degree the first two Terminators are, or at least it has sci-fi elements, but I don't
nah,
really
yeah.
feel
Those are
like
straight
it
up sci. Those are
yeah,
more straight up sci-fi, but with like a little bit of nuances to them. Like with
yeah,
the first one being kind of horror-esque, like almost
yes,
like a slasher in a way, and
oh
the second
yeah.
one's more straight up action.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't really feel like I feel like there's elements of sci-fi, but I wouldn't. To me, it doesn't fall into the sci-fi category. Like the first two Terminator movies, because
Really?
I mean, it's like okay, it's kind of like you think a movie like Seven, right?
Hmm.
It's more of a thriller, but it has elements of horror to it. But you don't
Yeah,
really
there's some horrific
consider it.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really consider it a horror film, but it borderline. Oh man, that's
I
not the
wouldn't
best
call it. I don't think I
example.
would call it a horror movie.
No, no,
Nah.
it's definitely not a horror film,
Hmm.
but it does borderline in some areas of that film. Like it's
Yeah,
definitely
like
100%
the
more of a
sloth.
suspense thriller.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
like
sloth scene.
yeah, for sure.
Apparently that got a lot of people, but it didn't get me because I had heard about it before.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, it got ruined for me when I was like 11, 12 years
Yeah.
old because I went to a grocery store and they had Fangoria magazine there.
Yeah.
And I went, I think the movie had been out for about a good 3 or 4 months or so, maybe a little bit
Hmm.
longer. And there was a spread in Fangoria where
Hmm.
it immediately tells you who the killer is.
Really?
It shows Kevin Spacey standing there in the police station, with the bandages on his fingers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Me
And
having yeah, I know what you mean because me having like grown up in the digital kind of era, I
Mhm.
remember growing up I'd watch a lot of Watch Mojo.
Oh
And I
yeah,
would watch a
yeah.
lot of their top 10
I
lists, and they
have
would like
to.
spoil a lot of fucking movies
Yep.
even before I watched
That
them. And
and
I was like,
Joe
damn.
Blow.
Later on in my life, I kind of regret it, and at the same time, I kind of don't because I wouldn't be where I am
Oh, for sure.
if I didn't.
Well, sometimes like a movie can be spoiled for you, but it's not ruined for you.
Yeah,
Like
like the thing. Like
yes.
I don't think I remember that movie ever being spoiled for me. I think I watched that movie all the way through pretty early before I got anything spoiled. But that's one of those movies that I wish I could erase from my brain and then
Go back
watch
and
it
see it
again for the
again.
first time.
I think my experience with it was pretty perfect because when I would get Fangoria magazine when I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
I remember always looking in the back where it would have this subscription catalog thing and I always remember seeing one of the covers of the Norris Monster of Fangoria
Yes.
magazine. Like if you wanted to go back and order
That's probably
older
one of the more
issues.
iconic images from that movie.
Yes, and I remember it always saying John Carpenter's The Thing or Fangoria goes inside, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Hmm.
And I remember one night I was watching USA Up All Night when
Hmm.
I was like 11, 12 years old. And
You happen to catch it?
yep, caught it
Yep.
on like, I think it was like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was Gilbert Gottfried that was hosting. And I watched it and I got lucky because of how late it was. It didn't
Yeah.
censor any of the cussing. It didn't censor anything.
Damn.
Because like
Hell
that
yeah.
that was the thing that was cool back then. If it was past 12 o'clock,
Hmm.
more than likely it wasn't going to be censored.
Damn.
Or at least every once in a while they would do
Yes.
that. Because I remember being shocked because I was like, holy shit, he said, yeah, yeah, and like at the ending, when McCready
Yeah.
throws the dynamite, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck you too. I'm
Yeah.
like, they said, holy
Yeah.
shit, they said, like, and
Yeah.
they also, like, they dropped the F bomb a few times in the movie, and I
Yes.
was shocked Like I was like, that's great though. I got to watch, and then I remember I had my dad rent it on VHS like tons of times after that.
Yeah, I remember. I don't exactly remember the first time I saw it, but of what I remember being surprised at like how much people weren't actually the thing. Like
Hmm.
when they did the blood test thing,
Oh
I
yeah,
I remember being
yeah.
surprised. Like, damn, it was only really two of, no, one of them in the scene.
That was the thing that was brilliant about that scene that I still like to talk about this day because you were almost positive that it was Windows because of the way Windows was
Yeah.
acting, like, and how Palmer was just because like I would have never suspected Palmer was
Yes.
infected
Yeah.
at all. Like, and I was like, man, Windows is acting real fucking sketchy.
Yeah. Him and
How,
Nor
like, how he's
Palmer and
moving.
Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Palmer and Norris were like they were very like under the radar type. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You did not guess them.
No, not yeah, and you wouldn't have thought Norris was infected either. That was the thing that was like they
I
did
think,
a really good
yeah,
job of that.
I think earlier with that the scene when the dog walks into the room and you just see the shadow.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely Norris.
that probably is
I can tell by his like hair and he's always wearing like
the
the
turtleneck.
turtleneck
Yeah,
sweater. Yeah, and I
yeah,
was like, yeah, that's Norris.
it
And then I
probably is
guess
Norris.
after that, Norris goes on to infect to Palmer
No, yeah, I guess so. It had to have
because like
been.
at one point Knowles finds someone shredded long john
Yeah,
in
of
the trash.
McCready's. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about earlier because this is
Oh
earlier.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, because they. Oh yeah, because he comes out and he says germ free. And he's like, I want my kitchen clean. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Knowles. Yeah.
yeah. But like the name tag is missing, so I'm pretty
Yep.
sure those were Knowles because I remember earlier if you look, Knowles would like wear a lot of long sleeves.
Yep.
So yeah, that was definitely his. But I wonder when they got to Blair.
Yeah, that was something that I always wondered myself. Like that one I still think is kind of like the biggest mystery out of all of them because I still can't figure out how they got to Blair.
I think I'm not like he was alone for a while. I think he might have been in like whenever he's like I'm all right, I'm ready to come back inside. I'm pretty sure at that point he's definitely a thing.
What if he had already been infected even like before that? Like as a way to shift suspicion, like but
Maybe.
I don't know though because it's like it's hard to say. It's really hard to say because but I do remember thinking it was like wow, the twists and turns in this movie.
Yes.
Like
They were good at like subverting your expectations because everybody thinks it's gonna be like it was Gary
oh yeah, yeah,
because of the whole key
which is
situation.
brilliant though because in a lot of ways you could believe that it was Gary until you
Yeah.
realized it wasn't him.
Yes.
Like and Gary acted slightly sketchy too at times.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, and then that was the other thing too because with Clark, you're thinking
Clark was very sus too.
yes, oh dude, Clark.
Because he was
Clark
with
was
the
like,
dog. He was with the dog. He said for like over an hour. I was like, there is no way you did not get infected.
yep, yeah, yeah, because
But he doesn't. That's the
no,
crazy
that,
thing.
that that
Yeah.
was what was nuts because when McCready shot him, they tested him and he
Yeah.
he, he wasn't he wasn't infected. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, this movie's nuts. I think at that point, um, like for me, I don't know. Like when I first saw it, I don't, I was like 11, 12 years old, so I just went into it and I mean, of course I did some guessing when I was watching it, but I
Hmm.
think for the most part I was just like I'm not even going to try to figure this out anymore because every time I thought one thing, it turned to be the opposite. Like
Yeah.
almost every time, you know. Yeah, fucking great movie. Like
Who do you think was the one that killed Fuchs?
man,
Like
that's a good question.
it had to be the same person that walked in front of him whenever
Well,
the
yeah,
lights
because
were out.
I know that they said that Fuchs burned himself before he could
Yes.
get to him, and I'm still trying to like.
Maybe it was Blair.
It could have been.
Yeah, I think it could. It was probably Blair.
Yeah, I mean, that movie is it. It was a head trip, man, because like it's like I said before, like anytime you thought something definitive was going to happen, almost like 99% of the time you'd be wrong,
Yep.
if not 100% of the time,
That's the
you know.
brilliance of the movie, man.
Yes.
That's it.
One of the and you know, it's got my favorite actor of all time in it, Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I like
One of his more subdued performances.
oh yeah, for sure. Like
I think he's like better at it. Well, in all the Carpenter movies he was in, he had a good range. Like
he really did. I mean,
in
Jack Burton was different from
yes, he
Snake
was so
Plissken.
over the
Snake
top as
Plissken,
right. Snake Plissken was
he
quiet.
was stoic,
I
but
would
he still had personality. I'm not saying McCready didn't.
yeah.
It was just
I'd say McCready was just more stoic.
yeah, yeah,
Out of yeah.
yeah, for sure. I mean, McCready was the most stoic one out of all of them.
Yes.
But like I would definitely say Snake Plissken was the second most stoic. Like
Yeah.
it was, but he mixed the stoicism with the quick little one-liners and little
Yeah.
jokes here and there. And
And then Jack Burton,
oh God, that's such a
a
great
memorable
character.
character.
Such a great character. Like
Like Big Level, Big Trouble in Little China. That's a
oh,
fun movie.
my son loves that movie too.
It is.
Absolutely loves that movie. Like yeah, like, and it was funny because it was like, I think it was like 4 years ago. It was so weird. I went through so many years up until about 4 or 5 years ago.
Hmm.
I don't understand why I felt this way, for the longest time that I did. But for the longest time, out of all of like the classics that John Carpenter did through that era,
Uh-huh.
Big Trouble in Little China was like my least favorite
Really?
until about like 4 or 5 years ago, and I watched it again. I also watched it with my son. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna give this a shot again
Yeah.
and really, really watch it and pay attention to it.
Hmm.
And I watched it with my kid, and I was like, this is great. And then it made I'm not gonna lie, it did make it even more fun to see how excited my kid was getting throughout the
Hmm.
movie too.
It is just a fun ride.
It is. It really is. It's hilarious. It's probably also the funniest John Carpenter movie too.
It's almost to the point where it almost doesn't feel like a Carpenter movie.
It kind of doesn't. It
Apart
really.
from the music.
Oh,
The music
definitely
is
the music.
Carpenter, yeah.
Oh yeah, all day long. But no, it definitely. It did also prove that John Carpenter had range.
Nah, that's what Starman did.
Oh yeah, Starman too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starman is another one that barely felt like a Carpenter film though.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you could tell it was Carpenter, but it was just strange because even the score was great in that movie. But
Hmm.
like, you're like, wow, I would have figured John Carpenter would have done the music for it because most of his movies he did the music for, with the exception of Starman, The
Thing.
Thing.
Yeah.
Um, there's well, he still did the music for it, but it was collaboration with Shirley Walker and Escape from L.A.
Really.
Yeah, but like I think yeah, there's only like at the top of my head, I think there's only three movies out of
Shirley Walker did the Batman the Animated Series,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep. She also did the music for Turbulence 2, one
Yeah.
of my favorite Ray Liotta movies. One of the more, I think, more underrated Ray Liotta movies. Uh,
Enough.
but yeah, I mean, God, but when you said your favorite sci-fi, that's what I'm stuck on. Like, I either want to say RoboCop or Aliens.
Fair enough. I mean, I like RoboCop because it's very deep. You know what I'm
It
saying? It
is.
has layers to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about a guy, losing his humanity and coming back and then regaining it.
Yeah.
Like, you ever heard of the story where like he got sent the script, Paul Verhoeven,
Yeah.
and he looked through it and just threw it out. He thought it was shit.
Oh, of
And then his
course.
wife came and picked it up from the trash and like really looked through it,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Wait, honey, there's a little more substance to this than meets the eye."
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah,
glad that his wife was there to capitalize on that.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I mean, and also a lot of people. Well, I think a lot of people know now, but RoboCop was also influenced by Judge Dredd.
well, yeah,
Because they said that a lot of the people on the crew were big fans of Judge Dredd, and they were using him as a reference point for the RoboCop suit
hmm
that the great Rob Bottin,
yeah,
also
design, yeah.
did. Yeah, like, um,
A lot of the stuff in RoboCop is like very relevant till today, to the days.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I
Like
agree.
with the big companies taking over and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. We're living in OCP. Yeah, like OCP consumer products, like now.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
they're trying to in the movie they're trying to privatize the police force.
Yeah.
Yep. They run the
Yep.
police pretty much.
Pretty much. Pretty
Yeah, they're
much.
like,
That's
yeah,
And it's funny because it's like in a kind of authoritarian type of kind of set world too, and that's kind of where we're headed right now. It's like
scary
sometimes it's
times,
too
man.
real. Yeah,
We're
like
getting a mix of the RoboCop world and the Terminator world with the
yeah,
whole AI situation.
absolutely, absolutely. Like it, yeah, it sucks. Like but we had a lot of great art spawned from it too, though. Like
Yes,
Uh, but yeah,
it's
I,
a fun action movie,
it
man.
is, man. God, I love the first one. The first one
It's a classic.
is
Like it is
it's very
excellent.
near and dear to my heart.
Agreed, man.
I mean, I can't count how many times over the last like 4 years, being even over at Izzy's place,
Uh
and
huh.
we would watch RoboCop.
Yep.
Like RoboCop was like like a club favorite over there.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
one of the best sci-fi action movies.
it really is.
Like, what's your my favorite part of the movie? I think might be the shootout in the drug factory
Oh yeah, that's a
because
great
the
scene.
score is hitting in that scene, man.
Oh dude, yeah, Basil. Yeah,
Palladorus,
Palladorus. God, I
like,
love his score. That's one of my favorite
yes.
scores of all time too.
I heard what's his name, Peter Weller had his Walkman on during while shooting that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I
shit.
forgot what he was listening to, but it's probably some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Because I guess if I had to pick my favorites, it's hard because when he first becomes RoboCop, that scene's amazing.
Yes.
Like,
The
and
build
this,
up, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? You kind of can kind of see him on the screens beside.
it would probably be between that scene when he first goes out and Bob, the late great Miguel Ferrer, says, go get him, boy, and he goes out there and
Yeah, his
he's
first night on patrol.
yeah, his first night on patrol. That was such a fucking great scene. Like,
Yeah, and I like the ending too, you know,
yeah, I
that
was gonna
final
say
battle,
that
yeah.
it's between that and the ending are probably like uh neck and neck on my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie though. Like I even love when he starts regaining his memory back, and the score is so great too when he sees the records of all the people that
Yeah.
killed him, and
Yes.
it's like, okay, now it's getting personal.
Yeah.
Like such a fucking great movie. On this podcast, we can't say enough good things about RoboCop.
RoboCop. Yep.
You know, um,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think. Shit.
God, dang.
My favorite scene in that movie was is definitely the blood test scene.
Man, that's such a great
I
scene.
think the movie peaks at that moment. That's why I could never keep it like put it as my favorite horror movie ever because I don't know, like it feels like it reaches that pinnacle and just it doesn't hit it again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, the whole movie as a whole is great, but I see
uh-huh.
what you're saying. That, it was. Well, I don't know.
I
It
think
like,
it's the uncertainty too, a bit
yeah,
like afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like okay, we know that it's Blair. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we lose some of the paranoia, but then we get a little bit back at the end
Yeah, because I
with
was,
Childs.
yeah, I was gonna say that, and also even the scene where Blair pops up and kills Gary.
Damn, that
Y-
scene is horrific.
Yeah, seriously, like I mean that scene stuck with me, for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, and then it's also even creepy just how Knowles just fucking vanishes.
Yes.
Like where the fuck did Knowles go?
Yeah.
Um, but I
Apparently
guess
they had a storyboard of like it was what was supposed to happen was like he would McCready would like end up finding him and he's like become one with like Blair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he just like be all horrified and stuff, but they didn't end up shooting it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I thought about it when you asked me like what would be my favorite scene in the thing.
Uh-huh.
I think it's gonna have to be the dog kennel scene.
Really?
That scene to me, I will never forget it. Like
I,
when I first watched the movie, I mean,
it
come
is
on,
so
that
out of nowhere, like
dude, when the dogs start mutating in the kennel, and then also you kind of get this sense of like relief because like when McCready hears the dogs and you're like, oh shit, it's go time now because
mhm.
and McCready, runs down there and he's telling him to make sure you get the flamethrower and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
he starts like McCready was the first one to act. He comes in there and he starts fucking firing rounds with the shotgun.
Yep.
Like there's just
I
so
like
many
I, lo-
things about that scene that I love.
I love freaking Clark's line when he says to McCready, he's like
Oh,
McCready's like, what the hell is in there? He's like,
I don't
I don't
know.
know,
It's
it's
weird,
weird,
pissed
pissed
off,
off.
whatever it is.
His
Yeah.
delivery to that
I,
is
I love
funny.
I love
That
that
line is
scene
funny.
too. Like, I'm glad you said that because
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite lines in
In the
that
movie,
movie.
that was a good line, man.
It really is um, but yeah, that's probably my favorite scene, and it, it's again, it's kind of a toss up between the blood serum test and the
Mhm.
Norris monster scene. Because, dude, I jumped at the Norris monster scene.
Yeah.
When fucking Copper goes to put
Is
the
those defibrillator,
defibrillators
yeah.
and his chest caves in
Yeah.
and bites his fucking arms off,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like, I remember
Unexpected.
watching that as a kid and almost jumping off the couch because I did not see that coming at all.
No one did.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another reason why a lot of people didn't like the movie when it first came out, because I don't think you didn't know what to expect.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a real downer when you've got ET,
I mean,
and
Blade
the
Runner
thing.
also came out
I
that
think
same
so.
week, and both of those movies bombed.
Yep. Which, ironically enough, are the movies now that people talk about. Even, I mean, not saying that ET doesn't get talked about. It still does,
Yeah,
but
but it's not as good as those other movies. It's like The
God,
Thing and
no,
Blade.
no.
Nah.
I mean, I feel like, you know, I mean, at least I'm trying to be objective when I say this, but I feel like, at least in my circles over the last 20 years, I've heard way more people talk about The Thing and Blade Runner more than E.T.
Yeah, because those movies are like they're you can really discuss those movies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're like, oh, was Deckard a replicant? Was Childs the thing?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
exactly.
Like they're really like well crafted
Oh, for sure,
type
for
of
sure.
movies for that.
Those are movies that stick with you forever.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like we were like when my band we put out our first record,
Hmm.
the font was very much inspired by the Blade Runner font.
Yeah.
Because like we wanted to have like, because us playing the genre of music we play, there's always jokes about how there's a lot of metal bands out there that have like their logos are not legible, like you
Hmm.
can't read them.
Yeah.
And I like, and not saying they're all like that, but there's a lot of bands where it's like I can't even read what that fucking says. What
Yeah.
it, like it just looks like a really cool logo. And I always kind of wanted to be like, well, I want to do fonts that are movie inspired,
Hmm.
for like, and even the art, I wanted it to be very movie inspired. And
Hmm.
I was going through, different, movie fonts, and I was like, man, the Blade Runner font is so badass.
Yep.
And people,
Hell, the thing font badass is cool.
I tried that. It like when we were going through like different movie fonts and like for the band, and because we always want to plan ahead and have a different font each album, and I tried the
Hmm.
Thing font. Our name just doesn't look very cool in that font.
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of a
It's wrong.
bummer.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that would be
The
awesome,
thing
but
is like a real simple title, so
yeah,
that's why it
exactly.
works.
Yeah, Burial at Sea, the Thing, like,
Yep.
yeah, it's a big difference. Like,
Yep.
but yeah, but yeah, I agree though. Like the Thing and Blade Runner, very very obviously get way more talked about than ET does.
Yep.
I think they might have bombed in the theaters, but the Thing and Blade Runner are light years
I'm
ahead.
one of the. They're still like as some of the best movies ever made. Period.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, it's still to this day, I mean, it's hard pressed to not meet somebody that's also a big, a movie fanatic that doesn't have like Blade Runner or The Thing in
Yeah.
their list of recommendations.
Yes.
Like, um, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think that was the thing that was unique about the '80s and the '90s is it was one of those like
It
for
was
me
experimental.
it was experimental, but it was also you there were so many different genres of film that came out during those 2 decades that were great.
Hmm.
Whether it was horror, whether it was action, whether it was comedy, or drama or a western, whatever. There were
Hmm.
so many different great films. Like it was just a different time
Because
for
as I said, man, there was passion back
yeah,
then. There was passion. They
absolutely.
wanted to make something
They
good.
cared about like
It
even the
wasn't just all about the
lesser
money.
movies were still better than half of the movies that have
Yeah,
come
because they
out in
at
the
least they
last
were trying
decade.
something
Yeah,
different.
absolutely. Like, and that's the thing. Like,
I think the film genre is due for a recession.
oh, for sure.
It's gonna happen,
It,
man.
it,
It's
it
gonna have to happen soon.
they need to just go back to focusing on good stories.
Yeah,
Stop trying to
like pump,
focus on an agenda. Stop trying to
like
have
they
this
want to
little
pump all this,
checklist.
yeah, all these like they want to pump all this money into these movies and barely get any return, and so like because the
Yeah.
movies are shit.
Yeah, there's no substance there.
Yes.
And I'm sure they would argue like, "Oh, well these are really serious messages." No, they're not. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's ridiculous. Like it's like even if they were serious messages, you guys did such a piss poor job in
Yeah.
conveying those messages, and it's so preachy. Like and it takes you out of the movie. Like it's like I don't want to get bitched at the entire
Yeah.
time when I'm watching a movie.
Yeah. Like.
That's not what I came here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you see a lot of these like there's this like big debate like in horror where they say like horror has always been political. Like, no, not
No.
necessarily, dude. No,
Yes.
it really isn't. Like, there has been tons of horror films that came out that were non-political. You're gonna tell me Halloween is political? You know
No.
what I mean? Like that's the
Saying
dumbest
something
shit
that's
I've
not
ever
there.
heard. Yeah.
But like I said, man, that recession, it's gonna come soon, man.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of the movies that came out this year fucking flopped.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like these big studios are gonna have to take a step back and evaluate
I think
everything.
they're slowly starting to do that.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to realize that, like, okay, this is not working.
Yeah,
Like,
like
we've lost billions over the years.
yep, the 2020s have not been the best years for
No,
film.
not at all. Like, if you were lucky for the last 5 years, if you were to be able to walk away and say at least more than a handful of movies were good that year.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I see it. Like which surprisingly, like I was telling you before, like my list of movies, like I was surprised how many I did actually enjoy over the last 5 years. But
Hmm.
it's still, if you were to compare it to movies the decade before, or even the late 2000s or the 2010s, even up to like 2014, 2015.
Way worse.
Yeah, you go back and you look at, like in comparison, I'd still be able to say at least 10 movies I could list,
Hmm.
2014. 10 movies I could probably list in 2015.
Yep.
Like at the very least. After
2014.
2015, 2016, it got harder and harder.
Hell, I watched the movie from recently, Nightcrawler, for the first time,
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
and I'd like to discuss that next episode
Oh, for sure.
because we are out of time.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the ride, and
Yeah, it was fun.
it will
More coming soon, for sure.
the movie bros are infinite.
Yes, sir. And see ya.